But anyway, yes, here we are, new EP, Dr. Oz, Never Say Die. 7 big ones, 7 big tuners, 21 minutes long. Definitely, I think, still underrated when it comes to like the top few in dubstep music. Bass music at large, feels a bit weird calling him underrated, but I think we're talking about like that top band of producer. But yeah, new EP, I haven't been massively enthused by his stuff last half year to a year or so, but he's always got that in him. He's always got a magical tune in him, so I'm always super excited for Dr. Oz, and so yeah, it's an essential for me, and that's why we're doing it. Hive Mind EP part 1. Is there going to be a part 2, a part 3? I've heard a couple of rumours about, there being maybe 3 of these, but I'd be quite surprised about that given there are 7 tunes here. But, you never know. You never know with him. Let's get into it, shall we? Kicking off with the opener. 1.5 minute introduction, I assume, that we're getting here. This one's called 50/50.
This is Johnny from Foreman 5 Accounting. Please leave name and number, and I will contact you. Thank you.
I have been meaning to tell you this, but I have been talking to someone for a while. I told him about you and the text you've been sending me every week. I think it's best for you to stop texting me. I hope you feel and sleep better. Bye, Johnny.
Let's keep it rolling. That's quite eerie, but genuinely quite creepy.
Let's go. Try the circle, we about to start the sacrifice. OZ baby, get the knife, we ain't playing nice. Day and night, lose they sight, putting up a fight. They won't get close, cause they know that we fucking bite. Even pray, I don't wanna hurt nobody, best get out my way. Demons on my back, so I don't even pray. Let's go and pray. The way I work, I don't care if they all get offended. Everything I spit, they loving it.
Is Peyton on the vocal? Pretty sure I've heard this vocal before as a sample. Is Peyton producing? Anyone know for sure?
Bless. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, just before we move on there to track number 3. Enjoyed that one. Good energy to it. Not the most incredible ideas. I'm not, blown away. But it's got that classic Dr. Oz kind of gristle to it. Some good sounds on show. A good kind of bounce and a bit of a swagger and a rhythm to it. Just unpredictable in good ways, again, not exceptional on that front. We've heard him before just be completely mind-blowing when it comes to the music being off the wall, spontaneous, and just, completely baffling with the directions that he kind of takes you in as a listener. That didn't quite get there when it perhaps could have, but good, I think, as a kind of introduction to the heaviness on the EP. It feels more like a way of easing us into what we might get further on here, as opposed to having like a statement-making, big, heavy opener. There were good moments. I can imagine it's one that, you know, is going to grow on me quite a bit when I do hear it again. So yeah, it feels to me like a solid, down-to-earth, Ozzy cut. But yeah, let's carry on with track number 3, Black Pollen. That's what I'm talking about. That little vocal manipulation. That's the Ozzy that we love. Ooh. Very good. He just always comes up with these little ideas that are just, they kind of blow you away. You know, the cheekiness of them, just how, you know, spontaneous the whole arrangement of it feels. It's like very naturally creative and inventive, and yeah.
Watch the massive and crew, them a move.
Damn. I mean, the energy of his music is almost always so on point. I think that was a better example of that. Just the fact that, you know, he's always got so much kind of exuberance and just on its feet feeling, just woven in and laced into his music. Yeah, sounds very energetic, that one. That sounds much like the Ozzy that, you know, is just presenting the most exuberant, lively approach and, you know, side of his style. Especially in the first half, we had the beautiful kind of vocal moment. Opening it up had a bit of a twisted, angelic feel to it. He's done loads of little vocal chops like that in the past that have really worked, so it was good to hear that again. First drop was just a very on its feet, super like energized idea. It just had that flavour, do you know what I mean? It had that classic Ozzy, just off the wall, not knowing where it's going to go next, just spontaneous feel to it. Just had a kind of a flitting feel to it, you know, just kind of darting here and there, sounds just coming in from all kinds of directions. It's that kind of creativity I think that we love his music for, because the ideas just seem like ones that you couldn't really come up with yourself, and that's, I suppose, the mark of proper invention. That's the first instance for me on this EP so far of him just being in full flow, but I feel like we're going to get a bit more of that with the final 4 that we've got. So after that we have track number 4, Pull the Pin. Properly regal feel to this one. This introduction. Grand and euphoric. Ooh. Yes. Big yes on that one. Chidden, yeah. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, I mean, so far, this is my favourite one. This is going to be my favourite one so far. We've still got, you know, a good way to go yet with it, but enjoying it a lot so far. Everything about it, pretty much. Can't think of a way in which I'd, you know... Can't get enough. Superb. Superb. Yeah, that's my pick so far. That one for me is like excelling the most front to back. You know, that's the kind of good where I'm like, I don't feel like there isn't anything that's like standing out to me in a very apparent way as like pulling back the good that we get. Whether it's the grand kind of regal introduction that we got, just full of really radiant, vibrant, golden feeling, really like just surging through your body. Like that is proper. Really actually just made me feel made me feel good. Like I've been a little bogged down, you know, but that was just the energy that I needed just to like, you know, fully wake my brain up. I feel like, you know, that is quite a high bar, that tune, even for that introduction alone. Just the, you know, the way that it brings itself in. Again, just so vibrant, so rich with the sound. So yeah, that is probably my pick here so far. Next up, we have track number 5, Far and High. Ooh. 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 Yeah, that is class, that. It's got some good feeling to it, this one. I think this one's just weaving in a little more of a melodic flavour to it, a little bit more musicality apparent in this heaviness here. Oh, dee 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 dee. gives it a nice, yeah, just sweet feeling in the midst of heaviness, you know. Yeah! Nah. That final drop. Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Oh, there was a little part of me that wanted that ending to go on for a little bit longer, just wind it down that little bit more, give it that bit more of an orchestral feel, just to, you know, properly round it off. But for most people that'll be enough, and, you know, when I hear it again it probably will be enough. But my god, that was some of the best material on the EP so far, hands down. You know, really just honing in again here once more on the clankiness and the metallic vibe of it. And I've used those words quite a few times before. It's in reference to mostly rhythm music just not having enough depth to it, just sounding a bit clanky and a bit just, you know, jarring, like you're literally just got like a sheet of metal and you're hitting it against a wall, and it's just got that really kind of grating feel to it. Do you know what I mean? But when you got the production on lock like that, and the layering and the arrangement, all that kind of thing, it's got a depth to it that ensures that all those metallic and clangy kind of sounds just are fleshed out properly, and they all exist alongside, you know, one another well and stuff like that. So this is just another exhibition in Ozzy's sound and style, sounding great. I think the first drop, there was maybe just a slight little part of me that felt like, you know, talking about depth, that maybe the snare could have just had a little bit more of a beef, you know, to it and beneath it. Maybe would have propped up that idea just a little bit more. But it was a good idea. Again, enjoyed the musical aspect of it. And in both drops, we've got those kind of freeze frame moments. It kind of breaks for a second, and you've got those little vocal chops go do do do, and it's like, but it feels like it's going through like a radio station or something where the signal and the connection's really bad. So that's a nice little effect that he goes for there, and I think that added a bit of character to the track and the proceedings and whatnot. Track number 6 now, All Hail. Oh, is this a Dietic collaboration? I mean, this just had to happen, didn't it? Yeah! Man, their energy's just like that, you know. It's quite short, but, you know, still got a way to go. If that ain't as short and sweet as it gets, like, I have nothing against it being short, by the way. Absolutely nothing against it being short. Do you know how hard it is? Like, do you know how hard it is? I've said this before, but do you know how hard it is to, like, collaborate with someone? Especially if you haven't collaborated before. It's that quick fire scattergun, which Dietic has become so good at, and Ozzy has always been so good at. You put them together, this is what I'm saying. It's not always going to be swings and roundabouts, all amicable, like, oh, this is easy, we'll just make a tune together, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you have these producers where you know the fireworks could happen. The frenetic appeal of that delivery is just spot on. Their energies are matching here. It's ambitious. It just, you know, goes that step that you want it to go with the energy of it and the layout of sound. It's stitched together well. Nothing particularly feels out of place here. That is like pretty much as effective as it gets for what it's going for. So, but we have the closer to contend with before we wrap up here. The March. Oh, I can feel this one. I can feel this bad boy. Yeah, I feel that tempo.
Fire.
Interesting. Interesting. Quite fast paced. I'm not gonna say what genre I think it is, because I know that people, it's not that, you know. I think that can be interpreted in a couple different ways, that one. Ooh. Ooh, the percussion. Percussion on that at the end. That was amazing. Yeah, to be honest, I did think it was going to be a bit of a D&B. The way that it kind of wound up in the introduction, I was like, it was just, it was ripe, I think, for like a... Still went for that. Whatever it was that it went for. Maybe a bit of speed house kind of thing. I could be, you know, I think I'd have to hear it again just to be completely sure on the style there. But not that that matters. I think this is a nice bit of experimentation to close off the EP. Which I think if you're going to level anything against him last few years or so, it's you might say, well, I'd quite like to hear a bit more experimentation. I'd quite like to hear, yeah, the hard style as well. I think I was going to say that, but I didn't want people to be like, oh no, it's not hard style, which, you know, would have been fair enough. You can interpret it however you want, but yeah, I did sense a little bits of hard style in there. But yeah, I think if there's anything you're going to level against him, it might be that you want to hear a bit more experimentation, like dipping into a bit of, I think mumblecore. Like, just try a little boom, da boom, da boom, da, like that. Like, your style in that would just, that would absolutely kill me. I just know you'd whip it out and it'd be top notch. For me, I think I'm enjoying the fact that it is a bit of experimentation more so than the ideas themselves that we get in the drops. A little bit conceptually straightforward for me in those heavier moments, but you know, they could be, I think they're ones that I might enjoy more when I hear them again in the context of the whole EP, because lest we forget, we get so many mad ideas up to this point and so much energy and so much going on that it's maybe quite good to have something that is different but then isn't doing too much on the ideas front, so that you can concentrate on the fact that it is a bit of experimentation. But yeah, a nice solid little cut, not exceptional I think for me in the grand context of the EP, but yeah, a nice little way to finish off, and kind of leaving me wondering as to where this project's gonna go for part 2 or whatever. I think, you know, that EP, it's just got a load of what Ozzy is best for just stamped all over it. Exciting, energetic heaviness, unpredictability, spontaneity to the invention and the creativity, metallic, clunky, clanky production style, fleshed out properly and really kind of layered superbly, thrilling introductions, thrilling vocal samples, some good outros as well, other midsections just, you know, tying the bits of heaviness we get here together well. A little bit of experimentation, distinct experimentation at the end there. A couple of moments for me that, you know, pale in comparison, just pale a little bit in comparison. But, you know, you're always going to get that. You're always going to get a couple of drops on any project that maybe don't rank alongside the best stuff. But even those drops, which aren't quite as on point, maybe invention-wise, are still engaging and just captivating on the production front. But yes, just superb, some of these ideas. A couple of tracks that I'm enjoying front to back. I think notably for me, I'd go for Pull the Pin and All Hail. And then there are drops in tracks like Far and High, Black Pollen, even prayers as well, that are just fantastic. And him again, just in complete full flow. Well, just another EP from Dr. Ozzy that excels in quite a big way for the most part. So yeah,